everyone, to another Water Cooler Wisdom, where I have amazing experts that I know you want to hear from, and I ask them one question. And we cover it in about 10 minutes. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dana Zellers. I'm an executive and leadership coach, team facilitator, speaker, and I work with those busy professionals who want to be successful at work, but maybe also want to have a good personal life. And today I am so excited to bring to you Elisa Ellis. Elisa, can you introduce yourself for those who might not know you?
Sure. I am a wardrobe stylist and I work one-on-one with clients, typically business professionals, as well as corporations. I go in and my tagline is, I say what HR can't, because we're talking about teams that are not showing up appropriately and how it's hurting the bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, well, we so much clicked on this. Today, I wanted to ask you, our one question is, how can showing up authentically, on brand, and with confidence really change everything?
It's really a game changer. It's about making small shifts. Showing up authentically, I have found after working with clients over the last 10 years that when you are wearing something that you feel good in, that feels authentic, you're more likely to raise your hand, you're more likely to give your input, you're more likely to lead. And it's really is a game changer just for individuals as well as for teams. Showing up on brand is so important because, I just talked about this today with someone. When I give presentations, I ask, do you want to stand out? Typically, no one raises their hand. Maybe there's one or two people that are like me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I say, okay, who wants to stand out when it's time for a pay raise, a leadership position, a promotion, new client?
Yep.
And suddenly everybody raises their hand.
Yes.
That's what having a brand is. It's keeping you top of mind. How can you show up consistently so that people are thinking of you when you're not in the room, when it's time for that promotion, pay raise? And it's different. It could be you have a classic look, a quirky look, you pick. It could be certain colors that you wear, and then showing up with confidence. There's a big difference. 93% of communication is all nonverbal. So imagine when you're wearing something that you're not comfortable in, you literally make yourself small. Versus men are really good at this. They make themselves big, they spread out, right? They take up space. And that's what happens when you put something on that gives you confidence. I always ask people in the audience, do you have a power suit or a power outfit that you wear, right? When you want to close the client, give a presentation, whatever that looks like. Almost 100% of the time, people have one. And then I ask, well, how often do you wear it? Do you wear it every day? Never.
Yeah.
So imagine the productivity, the collaboration, the strides that you would make if you were wearing something you felt confident in every day. Like it really does affect the bottom line.
Yeah. No, I think that's so true. I think, again, pairing it with that authenticity, I think is really sort of the key. I think that a lot of people are like, well, I want to be comfortable. And being comfortable is one thing. But again, if it's not something where you walk in and like you said, you've got that confidence, you feel like you're expressing a piece of who you are, and you're still authentic with that. Is it possible to have all of those things, Elisa?
Yes, absolutely. Here's the thing. We change, we evolve. Before we came on, you and I were chatting about, well, I might have gained weight. I'm not the same size. I'm not the same person. Most of the people I talk to have clothes in their closet from 10 years or 10 years ago or 5 years ago. You're not the same person you were 10 years ago or 5 years. So even if you could fit into those clothes, they don't fit you figuratively anymore. They might fit you literally maybe one day, but you're not that person. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago or 5. We're in business and we're trying to constantly evolve and be better. And so it's really about finding pieces that work for you now. Years ago, I never wore dresses. Today, I have a few dresses, and it's about finding pieces that are authentic to you, that work for you, that are comfortable. And we're so lucky because post-pandemic, there's so many brands that are really creating pieces that are comfortable, flexible, breathable, and they're not sweats. You could wear sweats, but like I just picked up a new pair of pants from a new brand and they're Ponte stretch. I can do squats in them if I want to. Nothing's going to happen, right? And they fit me and they're comfortable and yet they look professional. So I'm showing up to work looking professional, feeling comfortable, and overall it's authentic to who I am, and I'm still confident, right? I still feel pulled together, and I know I can walk into a room and I can get it done.
Yeah, I love that. I think that, part of that is that internal piece of our confidence and the comfort. But part of that really is, you were saying, I think 98% of communication was nonverbal.
Yeah, it's anywhere from 70 to 90. I've heard 93% of
Mhm.
communication is nonverbal. The
Yeah.
reality is we have 7 seconds for someone to decide whether they want to like you, know you, trust
Mhm.
you, and do business with you. And if you're a professional, that 7 seconds is important. And you don't get that first 7 seconds back. There's no redo.
Yeah. Yeah. And why wouldn't we want to use all the tools that are available to us to continue to make those impressions? I think that
Absolutely.
first impression is so important because, again, we all know those people who maybe we've formed an impression of, and it is so much harder to reverse that than it
Mhm.
is to put a little intention into kind of how you're presenting yourself. And I think the way that you look is just a huge piece of that.
Absolutely. There's actually research that was done, several studies that show we judge people by what they're wearing. I mean, that's pretty normal. We know
Mhm.
this. I wish it wasn't true, but it
Yeah.
is. And what they found was the people who looked like were in richer looking clothes were deemed more competent than those that were not. And so I tell my clients, and when I give presentations, you don't have to spend a lot of money. There
Yeah.
are a lot of brand. I mean, I shop at outlet stores for clients. I'm a variety of affordable
Yeah.
brands and pieces. You can still look good
Yeah.
at an affordable price and put together an outfit that works for your life and lifestyle. That's the other piece. I feel like we need clothes that fit our life and lifestyle, whether you're a busy mom who's picking up kids or have an aging parent, whether you travel for work, whether you work remotely a couple days a week, go to the office. You have to have clothes that fit your life and your
Yeah.
lifestyle because really your brand never sleeps.
Yeah. No, it's so important. I think there was a kind of a joke about how back in the olden days it was like, what is your day to night switch? Like this was this idea that we
Right.
were gonna, always have those things. But I think it's really evolved into, again, particularly, more people are working from home and doing errands during the day. So it is that idea of I'm multiple people during my day and I want
Right.
things that can, kind of transcend those various pieces.
Right. Versatile pieces that work in a variety of your different settings in your life
Yeah.
and lifestyle. That's why I love capsule wardrobe so much. Take 10 pieces, 3 tops, 3 bottoms, 3 layering pieces, and that power suit, jumpsuit, whatever it is, a little black dress,
Yeah.
and then turn those pieces into 20, 30, 40 different outfits.
Yeah.
So any top, whether it's a any blouse or top or tank you can wear with, let's say, jeans, a skirt, slacks, and mix and match those, layer with a blazer, whatever, a sport coat, whatever it is, so that you have pieces that work for you.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I do love, because again, I said, I've been following you on Instagram and you do really share clothes that are affordable. And so that idea of investing in some pieces that look rich, but you
Right.
don't necessarily need to be spending a lot of money to have that as a part of how
Right.
you're expressing yourself.
Absolutely. And the idea too is being willing to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
I've been everything from a size 10 to an 18 plus and everything in between. Now I am somewhere in the middle, and there was a point in my life where I had no clothes that fit, and I had to go out and buy myself a pair of pants that fit.
Yeah.
But having that one pair of pants and knowing, okay, this is the start. I can make this work. How can I make the most of this pair of
Yeah.
pants? And being willing to invest in myself. We have budgets for our groceries, office supplies,
Yes.
our kids. We women in particular, not so much men, spend money on all sorts of things:
Yeah.
friends, loved ones, parents, kids. And then it comes time to buy something for ourselves. It's like, well, maybe I don't really need so you have to be willing to spend a little bit of money on yourself, even if it's going to be a game changer in your business, right? If it's going to get you to that next level that you're looking to get at.
Yeah. I love this. We could talk more and more and more. But if people want to learn more from you, get a hold of you, where should they reach out to you?
You can find me at turnkeystyle.com. She's also got a QR code. I'm on Instagram at stylish curvy girl, and I'm on LinkedIn, Elisa Ellis. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This has been such a pleasure. And definitely give Elisa a follow if you are not already. She shares so much great content, as well as, again, if you want to get some free key takeaways and continue to work with her. And if you are interested in more great experts like this, please come back and tune in to our weekly-ish water cooler wisdoms, where we'll have more great experts and more great questions. Thank you so much, Elisa.
Thanks again.